How you doing, guys? My name's Rare Phantom. I'm an artist from Boston, Massachusetts that just moved down to Florida. I came down here to pursue my endeavors in music and record a studio album. So now I'm out here with Wido, about to get this interview in. The Phantom part comes from my complexion, and a lot of people say that I have a quiet demeanor and a little soft-spoken. And the Rare part, I feel like I wanted to set myself aside from everybody else. So just quite simply, I'm a one of one entity, so rare. I am a Libra, but I'm born in Boston, Massachusetts, to be very specific, Winchester, Massachusetts. It's a town 15 minutes outside of Boston. I was born and raised in Woburn, Massachusetts. It's a small Boston-ish type of town, 15 minutes north of Boston. I was raised my whole life out there, grew up. Went to school out there, high school. I would kind of hang around all those towns surrounding there. And eventually, over time, I branched out and started exploring the rest of Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Maine, Connecticut very often, Rhode Island. So I would say that New England raised me, but to be specific, Woburn, Massachusetts is where I was brought up. I've been making music exactly the week that COVID hit. So when everything was on lockdown, that first week, I had a job that I was working. It was a really terrible job, really boring, just doing like installation and any sort of handiwork, boring stuff that most people probably wouldn't enjoy, but I respect the people that can, but for me, not so much. I lost my job because of COVID, and just due to the fact that I didn't really have too much going on, I had a friend who was in town, and he asked if I wanted to come hang out. And he lived in this big mansion in town, so his family had money. And since they did, he built his own little studio out back in a shed. So I would go over there and hang out pretty often with my manager and some of my friends. So we would just kind of spend some time in there, just be around music, because it was always something that I was passionate about, but I didn't see myself as an artist at this point in time. Eventually, just hanging out in there over the couple weeks that we did, I brought myself to give it a shot on the mic, and typically most people don't like their voice. Like me, I was really self-conscious, where I would hear my voice in a recording and I'd be like, I think this is kind of cringe, like I hate my voice. So I was a little hesitant to try and put my voice on the mic with the instrumental, but I gave it a shot because I was hanging out in there, and I figured I might as well since I was in there anyways. I've made all different types of genre over my career in music. I started off in the more poppy, hip-hop, some elements of R&B. I don't know if I would specify it as one specific genre, but it had elements of those three, and I kind of created my own little Frankenstein out of that. But over time, I was brought up on rock music and alternative rock, so I wanted to try a hand in doing a more ethereal, shoegazy, deftones-inspired type of sound. I just love the effects that go into the vocals on those types of songs, and I like the guitar and the instrumental. So I figured I'm going to see what I could do with an alternative rock type of song, obviously with the elements of the prior genres that I was inspired by. So I almost took a little bit of each genre and created what is now, which I guess could be considered alternative rock, but I just kind of consider it my discography. My musical influences range from a long list and wide variety. Really, a lot of the earlier people that I heard on the radio. I remember very distinctively hearing I Love Candy by Aaron Carter on the radio. That was an earlier song, some Katy Perry, some Hot and Cold. These things influenced me to love music as an art, but when it comes to the sound that I wanted to make, I would say more like Green Day, Linkin Park, and for hip-hop influences, I had Lil Wayne, Trippieredd, a lot of artists that were very multi-genred. Those are the artists that I personally was inspired by because, I mean, they have great artists in every genre, but you like an artist where you can go to them for a sad song, a happy song, a faster song, a slower song, and in any sort of genre, like they're your one-stop shop. So any artist out there that has made multi-genre music in their discography, they've influenced me, even if I haven't heard of them. Any of those artists that I found along my way, those have influenced me because I always wanted to be a multi-genred artist. I do write my own music. I think that's one of the most fun parts about being an artist is being able to convey a story, because everybody has a story. Everybody has events in their life that at least they could relate to with somebody else and connect with them with. And everybody has interesting events that happen. So I just like to take all the interesting stories in my life and I like to write them down to, one, make me feel better, almost like a therapy type of session just with myself. And it just kind of brings the music together for me and helps me connect to it, because I can't really make a song if there's no connection to it, whether it be with the instrumental or what's being conveyed or how it's being conveyed, whether it be the lyrics or the instruments. So I would just write down, because I've always written down stories that were interesting to me, because I don't like to forget all the interesting things that have happened in my life. I've had a lot of different stories in the last, like, even 10 years of my life, and if it wasn't for the memories on my phone and me jotting down certain events, I may forget them all. So I would take a lot of what I had written down before I considered being an artist, and I would simplify it, and I would turn it into a song. And sometimes it would be broad and people wouldn't realize that this is what the song was. It was a story, but that was like kind of, again, what got me into being an artist before I even considered it, was just writing these stories down. But to answer the question, yes, I do write all my own music, and it's one of my favorite parts about being a musician. I feel like what separates me from all other artists is I'm not looking at a person or an idea to follow. And I feel like a lot of people nowadays, they'll see what's popular on the internet, they'll see what's popular in sound on the iTunes charts or Spotify charts, whatever you may have. And I feel like people just try and emulate and copy whatever they see that works, just so they can get a name, they can get some attention, they can make some money. And for me, it's not really about any of that stuff. It's really just the art of making music and being creative, because we only have so much time to spend, and we can either waste it or we can create with it. So I'm just deciding to use my time wisely, and I almost just see each song as like putting down a stone to build a house. So that's what kind of drives me, and maybe what separates me from everybody else is the drive that keeps me going. But I want to have such a large discography that, again, people could listen to me for days on end without hearing the same song twice. So what drives me is that, and just the creative aspect of being able to create these different sounds. And it's almost like having a piece of paper that's your instrumental, and then you have like a rhythm and a BPM, and then you can add the guitar. So every instrument and every word and lyric, the way you convey it is almost just like a different brushstroke. So I just see it as me painting a bunch of different pictures, and I don't feel like it's ever going to be done until I could fill an entire wall, a metaphorical wall of all my sounds and my songs. So what drives me is just the drive to use my time wisely, and I feel like creating is just the best way I could spend my time. So I decided to make as many different songs and as many different genres as I can with it to see how far I could stretch it. So we just released a song, and it's called Heart Eater. And it can be interpreted in many different ways, but this single is called Heart Eater. It means a lot to me, and it's something that I've been working very hard on the last couple of months. It took a while for it to really come into fruition, but we just released it about a week ago from today. It was, I believe, July 24th, if I'm remembering correctly, but at this point, it's released on all platforms. Heart Eater is something that over the years I've been called, and at first when I was called heart eater, I didn't really understand what that meant in its true capacity. Over time, as I grew older and more situations happened, I kind of pieced it together as I received the other end of having my heart eaten. So I kind of get to enjoy both sides of the heart eater, which is the interesting thing about this concept or phenomenon, whatever you want to consider having your heart eaten or being a heart eater. So it was something that I feel like I was at one point when I was younger, and then I transitioned into becoming the person who has gotten his heart eaten just by the world at hand, not just one person specifically. I would say having your heart broken is eternal. It's something that can last a lifetime. And not only can it hurt you, but it could also hurt the ones around you and closest to you. I think tattoo pain, it definitely doesn't feel good, but it's not eternal. It doesn't last as long. It's more of the in the moment. And of course, after the moment when it's healing, you know, it could sting a little bit if you bumping into something or somebody decides to give you a nice little slap wherever you got a tattoo done. That sucks. I don't recommend anybody bothering anybody's skin after a fresh tattoo. Nothing can annoy me more than something like that. But I feel like having your heart broken is something that I've dealt with a lot growing up. And we all want love. We all want to feel loved. And in that pursuit of trying to find love, you're going to have your heart broken, unfortunately. I feel like it's only natural, and it's almost like a rite of passage to finding love. You need to deal with the heartbreaks to appreciate the fact that you found the love that you've been in search for. So I think it's, again, something that I still feel pain from even to this day, even years after situations have happened. I feel like it'll always linger inside of me. But certainly heartbreak hurts a lot more than any other pain that could possibly be felt, in my opinion. Working with Liam couldn't be easier. He's a great guy to work with. He's one of the most positive people that I've met, especially in Florida. He's always has a smile on his face, very musically gifted, but he doesn't walk around acting like he's greater than thou. It's very subtle, and he blew my mind when I heard him sing for the first time. I met him at an open mic, but I couldn't ask for anything better when it comes to working with Liam. He's a great artist and a great singer, more than that. Very, very fluent, very, very smooth, and we don't butt heads creatively at all. If anything, we build off each other. So working with him is a phenomenal experience. I couldn't ask for a better one. I think the team is the most important part, especially behind Rare Phantom. I've had a lot of time in my career where I've spent it doing things all myself, thinking that I could be a one-man stop show and do everything and anything, but it's just not possible. At least if you're going to create timeless art, you need to have different cogs in the system, and that's really just each player on your team. It's very, very strenuous on your brain when you're trying to do everything yourself, when you're writing the music, when you're trying to be your own engineer, when you're trying to learn the equipment, when you're trying to even just find a space to record. Like, you need a team of people with everybody having a specific task to complete just to create the entire experience the way it should be. I don't think it was ever designed to be a one-man stop. And nowadays, everybody can just go to the store and buy their own equipment. I think back in the day when it wasn't really possible to do that, you had the team and it worked the way it should. But in recent times, a lot of people, just because they can do it all themselves, I feel like they think they have to do it all themselves, but a great team will always beat the one-man army every single time.
Rare Phantom, to you, speed round, hot or cold?
Hot or cold?
What do you prefer?
I'd say hot.
Going on a date or staying inside on a date?
I'd stay staying inside watching a good movie.
Rare Phantom, what do you say to the people that say you just wear Halloween costumes all the time?
I would say every day could be considered Halloween.
Most painful tattoo spot for you?
Most painful tattoo spot are my fingers. Those fingertips, there ain't nothing to play with. Trust me.
Best fast food place and the worst fast food place.
Best fast food place, Raising Cane's, if you want to consider it fast food. Worst fast food place, I'd say Burger King.
Above 5 or below 5, Rare Phantom. I'm going to tell you something. You tell me above 5 or below 5.
All right.
Right now, are you blocked in more than 5 or less than 5 females' numbers?
I'd say less than 5.
Do you have less than 5 or more than 5 females blocked off your phone?
Less than 5.
Have you had your heart broken more than 5 or less than 5 times? Whole career, Rare Phantom.
More than 5.
Wow.
Way more.
More than 5 or less than 5 tickets, driving tickets.
Less than 5.
Wow, he's got a
Thankfully,
great driver.
yeah.
Got a great driver here. Rare Phantom, more than 5 or less than 5 times have you slid into a girl's DM?
I
Whole
said less than
career.
5. Less than 5, right around 5.
More than 5 or less than 5 have you ever been ghosted? Whole career.
I'd probably say right around 5 too, honestly.
Couple of
What's up,
5th
man?
grade questions for you, Rare Phantom. Let's see what you got. Can you tell me the strongest bone in your body?
Strongest bone in my body, my knee.
It would not be your knee. It'd be your femur. Close,
No.
though. It's going to be in your leg. Pretty close, though. Can you tell me, Rare Phantom, and 5th graders do know the answers to this question. Can you tell me the center of a cell?
The mitochondria.
No.
Oh, that's the powerhouse. The nucleus.
Nucleus.
How did I forget
Got
about
it.
that?
Ding, ding,
Oh
ding,
my
ding,
God.
ding. He's on a roll.
I remember, yeah.
He's on a roll. Rare Phantom, a quick question. If I'm on a farm and I have 30 wolves and 28 chickens, how many did not?
Wait, say that again? Sorry.
We're going to say it again. We're on a farm. We have 30 wolves and 28 chickens. How many did not?
How many did not?
Yes, sir.
How many did not?
I'm going to add the Jeopardy music here. We got Rare Phantom live on the hot seat. We've got 30 wolves and 28 chickens. How many did not?
All of them did not? I don't understand the question. 2?
We're on a farm. We've got 30 wolves and 28 chickens. How many did not?
How many did not?
I've got 30 wolves and 28 chickens. How many did not?
How many did not? It's a crazy question. 30 wolves, 28 chickens. How many did not? I don't know what they're not doing.
The answer is 10.
How, what? Break
Say
that
it-
down for me.
Break the question down to me one more time, Rare Phantom, and say it slow. I think you're going to get it this time.
30 wolves, 28 chickens.
Say 28 a little slower.
28. Oh my God, that's crazy. He was waiting for that part. I knew he was waiting for that part.
Rare Phantom, we got 30
There's
wolves,
10.
28 chickens. How many did not?
That's 10. Should have known, guys. I should have known. That was a good one.
Rare Phantom, could you ever date an OnlyFans model?
No, personally. I respect the ones that can, but for me, it's a no-go.
Would you ever be an OnlyFans model if approached?
I couldn't do that. I have too much music to make, unfortunately.
Rare Phantom, do you have any issues with Danny Phantom?
I don't. I think he's a great guy. I think there's a lane for both of us. I respect what he does. I think he does a great job at it, but I wouldn't say there's a problem. I think we coexist pretty well.
I'm going to name you 2 artists, Rare Phantom. No real right answers here. I just want to name you 2 artists, and you tell me which one Rare Phantom is listening to.
All right.
But you can only pick one.
Fair.
Eminem, Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
Ludacris, 50 Cent.
50 Cent.
Mac Miller, MGK.
Mac Miller.
Juice WRLD, Tory Lanez.
Juice WRLD.
Wow, I like Juice WRLD.
Yeah.
Are we going with Lil Baby or Da Baby? You can also say neither. Some people like silence.
I'd say neither. I'm not a big fan of either one, but I respect both of them.
Slipknot or Korn?
Slipknot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are we going to go Rage Against the Machine or Sublime?
Rage Against the Machine.
Wow.
No doubt.
No doubt. Shout
Yeah.
out to both of them. Though.
They're really good.
That's kind of crutch.
They're both really good, though.
Country song or a heavy metal rock song?
I like both. I'm not going to lie. I like my
Wow.
little bit of both there, but I'm going to go with the heavy metal song just because I could feel a little bit more with the heavy metal song. But I do like country music. Shout out to all the country artists.
Luke Combs or Hank Williams Jr.?
I'd say Hank Williams Jr.
Wow,
Yeah.
classic choice there, classic.
Luke Combs is good, but a little too overplayed. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Yeah,
keeping
he's
it
really
real
good, though.
here. He's keeping it real here, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
had to keep it real.
Pizza or hot dogs?
Pizza, no doubt.
Pizza or hamburgers?
Hamburgers.
Italian food or Mexican food?
I gotta go with my Italian. Some Italian food all day, every
How
day.
you doing? Gabagool. Keep
Oh
it
yeah,
moving.
I'm Italian myself, so I have to.
Who makes the best pizza?
Say my grandmother makes the best pizza.
Wow.
Shout out to grandma.
Is it Italy? Is it New York, Chicago? New Haven? Who got the best pizza?
I heard New Haven's got really good pizza.
I went to
Shout out
college
to
in
Dave.
Connecticut. It definitely does have. Shout out New Haven.
They have some really good pizza, but again, the Italians, I'm rocking with the Italians.
Real. Rare Phantom, would you ever play the Riddler in a Batman movie if asked?
I mean, if they really needed me, I would, but it depends on how much they're trying to pay me. Really depends on the pay.
Depends on the money.
It really depends, yeah.
I love it. I used to do the Joker voice a lot, but they killed him off, so we'll need you to be the Riddler.
If I have to be the step-in Riddler, I'll do it for the people. I know how much Batman means a lot to the people.
For the people, ladies and gentlemen, from all the way from
people.
Gotham City, Italiano, this is Rare Phantom. I appreciate you, dog.
Shout out to y'all. Thank you guys for watching. My name's Rare Phantom. You could follow me on Instagram at Rare Phantom, RarePhantom. You could find me on Spotify. You could find me on YouTube, Apple Music, SoundCloud, Amazon Music, Deezer, all Rare Phantom. Rare Phantom. Instagram's the only one where it's all one word. My management page is on my Instagram. You could see the posts and find Elevate Up. That's my management. If you need to get in contact with me, hit up Elevate. Heart Eater, my new single. I just dropped it on all platforms about a week ago from the time of this filming. Heart Eater, all one word. You could stream it on all platforms. It's a song that means a lot to me. I've worked very hard on this song. I put a lot into this song. I've invested a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of resources into creating Heart Eater. It means a lot to me. It's really fun for me to perform. I have my buddy Liam on the backup vocals. He did a phenomenal job on the backup vocals. I couldn't ask for a better person to do them for me. So there's been a lot of energy put into this song, so I would really appreciate if somebody could give me honest feedback on it. Doesn't have to just be, this is good. Drop me a comment on my YouTube, on my Instagram, my latest Instagram post. Anywhere you can, send me a DM. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to hear for upcoming singles, what you think I could do better, what you really like and want to hear more of. But I appreciate you giving me the time to do this interview. This is really fun. But Rare Phantom, all platforms, go and find me. You won't be disappointed.